Central Arkansas Sugar Bear Basketball Report. Sponsored by 1037 The Buzz, AT&T, All Clean Restoration Services, Crane Automotive, AT&T Real Yellow Pages, First Security Bank, Sonic Drive-In, JJ's Grill, Zaxby's, and the Log Cabin Democrat.
Welcome to this week's Central Arkansas Sugar Bear Basketball Report featuring head coach Matt Daniel. I'm your host Steve Owens, and it was a good week to be a Sugar Bears. They went on the road, got 2 wins, but sometimes you don't necessarily get things the way you want them, but in the end when you get the results, it's a good week.
I'll tell you what, anytime you can play bad basketball and still figure out a way to win, it's a sign of a good team, and we're fortunate to get 2 on the road this week, and didn't play particularly well, especially in the first half of each game, and just being down 40-16 in our second game with 17 minutes to go, being down 24 and figuring out a way to win on the road is a nice compliment to, and we're thankful. It's a nice compliment to where our team is, and we're thankful to be there.
So obviously things to work on, but it's a whole lot better to be on this side on the winning column and getting 2 road wins at that. I mean, you're 4-1 in league play on the road, so you're doing something right.
And that's how you get at the top of the league, and that's where we are right now. And again, we're thankful to be there, but we've got to be able to close this regular season out, and in order to do that, we've got to take care of business here at home.
We've talked about the mentality of this team, and whatever it is, it's a no panic situation. Getting down 40-16 in the second half on the road, most teams may pack it in, but for whatever reason, this team doesn't panic, and they find that extra gear and find a way to at least get the job done and get a win.
Well, and we figured out to get different ways to get different lifts in different games, and they're in our last road game, and I'm sure we'll talk about it later. Chantel Moss was a huge lift for us off the bench, and we were just fortunate to get out of there with a win and be the first opponent to ever win in that new building.
Well, you've talked about the bench. Obviously, that's been a key for us all year long, getting to the top of the league standings.
It really has, and the ability to find the right one on the right night has really been able to help us a lot, and we've needed help in different areas on different nights, and on any given game it can be anybody, and they've had the ability to step up and really help.
Another thing, you got to play in front of another Hall of Fame coach. Van Chancellor was at the game last Wednesday night and went over Northwestern State. So Bobby Knight, Van Chancellor, and you're 2-0 in front of those, so it's kind of nice to see your girls get a chance to play in front of such big name coaches and perform in front of them.
Well, we played a little bit better in front of Coach Knight than we did Coach Chancellor, but we cut down warm-ups a little bit in the Northwestern State game because I wanted to give them an opportunity to hear from him. He offered to go in the dressing room and speak as a favor to me, and so he got the chance to visit with them a little bit, and we were very honored to have him in there, and wish we would have played a little bit better for him, but hey, a win is a win.
And for you, I noticed in pregame, you were able to kind of pick his brain and be able to talk to a guy like that and use him as a resource for maybe something you may pick up from him as well.
He's a great basketball mind. He's had a lot of success on a lot of different levels, winning the WNBA championships that he won, and coming from Ole Miss and LSU most recently. But he's just a great mind, great personality, great for the women's game, and I was happy that he was there.
And so you got the 2 wins. You all of a sudden find yourself at the top of the league, 18-4, the best record, a 7-game winning streak, school record since we moved up to the Southland Conference. So I know that feels good, although you can't rest on it, at least to have accomplished that.
Well, coming back off the road, we've immediately went right back to work. We were in the process of just trying to maintain, get through the break, but we felt we were at a point where we needed to try and go get better. So yesterday during practice, we got back after it, and we will again today as we prep for Texas State.
Well, the Sugar Bears went 2-0 last week with a win on the road on Southland Conference TV against Northwestern State, and rebounded for a huge come-from-behind victory at Texas-Arlington. And we'll take a look back at both of those games when we return right after this.
I'm Jay Myers with Crane Buick GMC, the GM Giant right here in Conway. We're proud to support the UCA Bears. Come let us show you that we're the best place in the state of Arkansas to buy your next vehicle. Best selection, best service, and best prices. Come see our full-service dealership. Bring your UCA ticket stub and get an extra $500 off or 10% off any service visit. The GM Giant loves Conway and the UCA Bears. Crane Buick GMC, 1003 North Museum Road. Go Bears!
CraneTeam.com.
Hello?
Hello, Todd. Just calling to let you know I'm giving you the silent treatment.
So you're calling to tell me you're giving me the silent treatment?
Yeah.
Jen, this is like the 8th time you've called.
No, it's fine. My family has free unlimited mobile to any mobile minutes from AT&T, so I can call all I want.
I don't think you understand how the silent treatment works. Hello?
Buy unlimited messaging and get free unlimited calling to any U.S. mobile on any network. AT&T.
And we're back, and Coach, we started off 2 road games last Wednesday against Northwestern State and Natchitoches, Louisiana. You've won there the previous 2 meetings, and you finally got to showcase your team on Southland Conference TV other than the conference tournament last year.
Well, I wish we would have had a better showing on TV, but you know, Northwestern State's always a tough place to play, and they've done a lot of renovations to their gym, which is really nice. And their team, last time we faced them, we beat them 40 here, but they were banged up, and they still have a short roster, but everybody was healthy, and we knew they were going to be gunning for us. There was a couple different dynamics going on. They have their last 4 or 5 at home, so that they were trying to make one last homestand. They practiced the Tuesday before our game in camouflage and eye black. Their whole staff was in that, and so their regime was ready to roll, and they were ready for battle, so to speak.
And that's one thing y'all picked up on when we got down there, that it was a whole different attitude from this team, and y'all were able to at least kind of get prepared for that and alert the girls so they wouldn't come in and not take them lightly after what happened here.
Well, that's what we wanted to, and good teams, I think, look for motivational tools, and you can see us getting off on the break there, and we're better when we're pushing the ball up the floor, and that's what we're going to try and do. But we didn't have a very good first half, and they had a pretty good first half, and we were just able to hang around. We weren't doing anything spectacular, but we were just able to keep ourselves close to in the ball game initially, and then we faded to end the first half. Found ourselves down and then able to find a way back.
So your team didn't shoot the ball particularly well, getting off to a slow start on offense, but here Nakia Guyton hits a 3 from the corner to kind of get the team back in, as you saw by the scoreboard. Down early in this game, having to fight back, which that's a theme that we'll keep repeating, that we've repeated and will continue to repeat.
Yeah, and it was an inside-out ball, and you can see that our shoulders are squared on these 3-point shots that you're seeing us knock down, and there's Destiny Rogers out of the break. A transition 3, Courtney Doover was on the play before, and then you skip to the second half because there were more lowlights than there were highlights in the first half. So we were just able to hang around and then able to figure out a way to come back, but mainly in pushing the ball. You seen the kid got into Megan Herbert there in transition.
Well, and it's almost the same script we used last year, and coming back and winning on the road against Northwestern State. I think we scored on 5 or 6 of our first possessions out of the second half gate to get off on the right start and get back into the game immediately.
Well, we played a little bit more purpose-driven, and we knew we had to do that to be able to stay in the game. And you see Micah hitting another big shot, as she's done for us so many times in her career. She hasn't played particularly well the last 2 games, but we've got to figure out a way to stay more aggressive, stay more active, and not be so passive. And you see our defense picks up and it leads to transition baskets for us.
Almost the same script as last year. There's Courtney Doover, I believe, with the steal there going in for the layup, got fouled. Your team shot nearly 55% from the field in the second half, including a lot of the inside the paint. Here Megan Herbert goes to work, where she ended up with 13 rebounds in the game, one of her patented offensive rebound stickbacks.
Yeah, and you know, she's just been really solid for us, and it's earned her the last couple players of the week in the conference, and she probably ought to be the player of the year again in the conference because she's just that good. And you see her there on a dive to the basket and a bucket that gives us the lead after she makes the free throw, and then they hit a little bit of a panic. We were down something like 5 or 6 with 3 minutes to go, and able to come back and get the lead and hang on and steal another road win.
And there's somebody we're going to key in prominently here the last couple of minutes will be Courtney Doover, although that shot was not hers. She hit some very big shots going down the stretch that really sealed the win.
She really did. You see her on the putback right there, and she's very talented. She's dangerous all over the floor, and she hit a couple of big shots. As you're going to see here, we ran a little wrinkle right here to get her a look at the top of the key, and she knocks it down, and that was kind of the dagger that put it away.
You know, the sophomore from Austin, Texas, when her and Megan Herbert really get going, there's not really a whole lot of teams that can match up with them, especially considering they can both step behind the arc and knock down threes as well.
You're exactly right. They're versatile all over the floor, and they really gave us the ability to come back in both these games, being able to use their versatility. So we are happy to have them wearing black in this game, and there they are connecting again for a bucket that sealed it.
You end up winning 67-61 in the game. Megan Herbert, 23 points, 13 rebounds for the game. Obviously another double-double. She's the NCAA Division I active leader in that category. But when she starts rolling, it does open up the floor for other people like Courtney Doover and some of the other role players that just when things get rolling like it did in the second half, 44 points, it's fun to watch.
Well, the defense is going to collapse, and so other things are going to open up for other kids, or if she steps out on the floor, then the lane is going to open up for penetration. So that's the things that we try and focus on, and we did a better job of that in the second half than we did the first half, and just well enough to get a steal on the road.
You know, this team's been sharing the ball awful well. 13 assists. Nakia Guyton had 6 in the game. Usually it's Destiny Rogers, but Nakia Guyton did so much stuff as well. 9 points, 6 assists in that ball game. and it's fun to see this group come together and be unselfish. And it doesn't matter if Courtney takes a big shot and knocks it down, or Megan Herbert, or as we'll see in the next game, somebody off the bench that'll hit a game winner that we haven't seen a lot of lately.
That's kind of the way this group is, and that's one of the things that's special about this group, and that's what's going to give us a chance to be at the top of the league and win a championship. Is we don't care who does it, just as long as Central Arkansas is across the front of the chest.
And you get the road win at Northwestern State, obviously a big win. You're third in a row there. But as far as potential seedings conference tournament, you take care of another division opponent, and I know that's big going down the line as you look forward.
It really is. You know, it doesn't matter in anything except for tiebreakers for tournament seeding. It doesn't affect the conference championship or anything along those lines. So, but we were able to get one, and we'll take them any way we can get them, pretty or not.
So 67-61, you escape Northwestern State, get back home, and you have a short turnaround before you head to Texas Arlington and open up a brand new arena down there.
We knew it was going to be a tough environment. They won their opening night game, both men and the women, in a doubleheader, and I was kind of hoping they would drop that game and somebody else would knock the new off of it. But we figured that task might as well be us. Me having been there, my brother played there for us, and so it was going to be an exciting environment. We knew.
We'll take a look back at the Texas Arlington matchup when we return here on the Central Arkansas Sugar Bear Basketball Report.